Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. Harvey Mackay. So you walk a little today, get your heart rate up a bit. You lift a few weights, you eat a little differently. Then tomorrow morning you wake up and look in the mirror, and see the same old flubber. You have to be pretty well along the path to see any significant results. What keeps you doing this simple thing, day after day? Willpower. It's like my dad, mom, teacher, boss, older brother, minister, always told me, I just need more willpower. Really? I don't think so. A friend of mine used to say that people on diets who complain that they lack willpower are usually suffering more from a lack of won't power. Willpower is vastly overrated. For most people, willpower ends up looking and feeling like some sort of grim self-tyranny, and involves creating an elaborate, artificial reward and punishment system. Do you want to change? If so, I can show you how to tap into the most powerful force for change there is. Would you like to know what it is? Are you ready? Here it is. Time. Position your daily actions so time is working for instead of against you, because time will either promote you or expose you. What keeps you on the path is your slight edge philosophy, which includes your understanding of the secret of time. Knowing the secret of time, you say, if I stay on this road long enough, I'll get the result I seek. It's not a question of your mood or your feelings. And it's not a question of willpower. It's a question of simply knowing. When you enter a darkened room, why does your hand reach out for the light switch? Because you know that when you hit the switch, the light will go on. You don't have to give yourself positive self-talk about how you really ought to hit that light switch, or set up a system of rewards and punishments for yourself around whether you follow through or not with hitting the light switch. You don't need any rigmarole, you just hit the switch. Why? Because you know what will happen. You know it's the exact same thing here. You walk a little every day, lift a few weights, eat a little better, and leave the penny in the purse hit the light switch. Because you know it will make you healthy and wealthy, the light will turn on. It's the exact same thing, no different except for one thing, and that is time. Instant life. If you were offered the same choice the wealthy man gave his sons, would you choose the $1 million or the penny? Most people would make the second boy's choice. The right now money, the quantum leap. After all, $1 million in cash, right now. And of course, you'd be making the wrong choice, and you would have been fooled. As millions of people around the globe are fooled every minute of every hour of every day by those two seductive little words, right now. I remember one day seeing a man standing in front of a microwave, fidgeting impatiently as he peered through the window at his lunch being cooked, and muttering, come on, It blew my mind. 60 seconds wasn't fast enough. It's become a truism to say we live in a push-button, instant access, fast food kind of world where we want everything yesterday. This doesn't mean we have more impatient temperaments than our parents did. It represents an entirely different way of thinking, an entirely different philosophy. There is a natural progression in life, which everyone knew intimately back in the days when we were an agrarian society. You plant, then you cultivate, and finally you harvest. Plant, cultivate, harvest. In today's world, everyone wants to go directly from plant to harvest. We plant the seed by joining the gym, and then get frustrated when a few days go by and there's no fitness harvest. Taking recreational drugs is an effort to go from plant directly to harvest. So is taking steroids to enhance athletic performance. So is robbing a bank. So is playing the lottery. The step we keep overlooking and overskip is the step of cultivating. And that, unlike planting and harvesting, takes place only through the patient dimension of time. Because we are a culture raised on television and movies. We've lost track of time. We don't understand time anymore. I'm not criticizing television and films. Film is an amazing art form, and television is a powerful medium. And in the hands of true artists, they can both teach us valuable lessons about life, just not about time. Through a great film, you can experience the triumph of the human soul over adversity, the drama of a struggle between doing what's right and succumbing to the temptations of the world, a moving encounter between generations, the flowering of a powerful romance, the struggle and birth of a nation. But it all has to be finished in 2 hours. Can you imagine a nation being born in 2 hours? Meeting the person who will become the love of your life, the dating, courtship, romance, struggle, triumph, wedding, and life thereafter in 2 hours? Of course not. We expect to put forth the effort of a short training sequence in a movie and get the same heroic ending in a world filled with instant coffee, instant breakfast, instant credit, instant shopping, instant news, and instant information. We have come dangerously close to losing touch with reality and believing we have access to instant life. Where's the drama? It's not that becoming aware of the slight edge will make these critical choices easier, because they're already easy. And that, oddly enough, is the challenge of it. This is not about making tough choices. It's about making easy choices, consistently. The problem is that making the wrong choices, the ones that will tilt the slight edge to lean against you, instead of in your favor, are also easy choices. In a way, it would be a simpler matter if making the right choices were a big deal, if it were a dramatic, huge, difficult thing. Why? Because then it would be obvious. You wouldn't need this book. The challenge is that making the right choices is not dramatic. When the hero makes the right choice in a movie, it's dramatic. Alright? The problem is, your life is not a movie. It's real life. Deciding whether or not to kill Darth Vader with your lightsaber is a dramatic choice. Deciding whether or not to fasten your seatbelt is an undramatic, boring, mundane little choice that nobody will even witness. But guess which choice has the power to take a few 100,000 lives each year? Hint, it's not the lightsaber. If making the right slight-edged choices were a dramatic thing, you'd get immediate feedback. An entire movie theater audience applauding, cheering, or screaming. But that doesn't happen, and that's the big challenge of it. No immediate feedback. The right choices and wrong choices you make at the moment will have little or no noticeable impact on how your day goes for you. Nor tomorrow, nor the next day. No applause, no cheers, no screams. No life or death results played out in Technicolor. But it is precisely those very same, undramatic, seemingly insignificant actions that, when compounded over time, will dramatically affect how your life turns out. So, where's the drama? It comes at the end of the story, when the credits start to roll, which comes not in 2 hours, but in 2 years. Or, depending on what slight edge and what particular story we're talking about. Perhaps 12 years, or 20-2, making the right choices, taking the right actions. It's truly easy to do, ridiculously easy, but it's just as easy not to do. And if you don't do them, there won't be any big drama about it. It won't kill you. It won't hurt you. In fact, it won't make any difference at all. ... Not today, anyway, not tomorrow, but over time. The right choices you make today, compounded over time, will take you higher and higher up the success curve of this real-time movie called your life. The wrong choices you make today, compounded over time, will absolutely, positively, and inevitably take you down and out. Either way, there will be dramatic results, just like in a movie. Unlike a movie, it will just take time before you see them. Jerry Sanchez, of El Paso, Texas, understands fully that making the right choices daily can add up to good things. After reading The Slight Edge, I decided to apply it to business, my job. I didn't do anything drastic or make any major changes in my life. I simply began to read 10 pages of a good book per day. I also started to think before I made a decision. I would ask myself, is this decision going to help me or hurt me? It was the day-to-day decisions that transformed everything in my life. After a year and a half of putting this in place, I got the position I always wanted at work and an increase of $12,000 a year. I had worked for the company 6 years before putting the principles of The Slight Edge in place. The greatest joy was when my boss called me into his office and said that I had changed over the last 2 years. I told him that I didn't notice, and he told me that everyone else had. Making the choice to make the choice. For 21 years, the wealthy man gave his sons everything he had, including all his love, all his care, and a magnificent place to live. But when they turned 21, he gave them the most valuable gift of all. He gave them a choice. That most valuable gift of all is a gift that you always have. You always have a choice. No matter what you have done in your life up until today, no matter where you are and how far down you may have slid on the failure curve, you can start fresh, building a positive pattern of success at any time, including right now. But you need to have faith in the process, because you won't see it happening at first. If you base your choices on the evidence, on what you can see, you're sunk. You need to base your choices on your philosophy on what you know, not what you see. The Slight Edge is like Lady Justice, the famous blindfolded statue. The statue itself, of the woman holding the scales and sword, has been around since the days of ancient Rome.